Hi beauties, excuse me. This is Patty with Free Flow Botanicals, and I'm jumping on live today because today is November 18th and I have here on my jar of Fire Cider that it is to be strained and pressed out today. So I wanted to then take an opportunity to jump on live to share a little bit about this wonderful fall herbal tonic and why I love it so much. So in this Instagram live video, I'll be covering just my personal journey and history with Fire Cider, what ingredients I chose to put in here, and also hi there, thanks for joining. And also how this fall herbal remedy can help to support you, not just on a physical level, but also energetically too. And this really supports your overall health, especially your immune health. It supports your cardiovascular health, which all indirectly or directly can benefit your skin. So, Fire Cider is a traditional herbal tonic. It's a remedy that was popularized in the 1980s by Rosemary Gladstar, who is an amazing herbalist and has written so many books. And she created this recipe or popularized this recipe so that, hi, yes, they're really wonderful things. So yeah, she popularized this recipe and now it's so customizable. There are a set of base ingredients that go into this fire. I'm gonna hold it in my lap because it's getting pretty heavy. So there are a set of base ingredients, but it's totally customizable, just like grandma's chicken soup or just like your favorite homemade chili. And so I first came across Fire Cider in my first year of studying herbal medicine, which was back in 2016. And this was actually one of the first medicine making projects that we had in class. And I remember as we put all these herbs together, our instructor told us to put our jars of our Fire Cider, because you put all these herbs into a jar and then you add apple cider vinegar to it and then you let it sit for 2 weeks. Well, our instructor told us to ideally put it in the dirt. And I lived in a tiny 400 square foot studio apartment in San Francisco at the time. I did not have a backyard with dirt. So I was thinking, okay, well, what can I do? I just didn't have dirt. And it was just struck me as very odd why we were to plant our jars in dirt. And so I share this story because fast forward to today, working as a clinical herbalist and working so much with herbs and connecting their energies to the energies of the season, it's become crystal clear. And that is because Fire Cider is a remedy that is very helpful during the fall season, so the start of cold and flu season. And that is because the energetic energies of fall, yes, the planet in the dirt, yes. So the energies of fall represent a lot of wind, right? So the leaves are turning colors, the leaves are falling, the wind is blowing, depending on where you live, the winds may be picking up and getting stronger. And so in traditional systems of herbal medicine, such as Ayurveda, which is India's traditional system of medicine, that represents a personality or energetic personality known as Vata. And we all have different energetics within our bodies, right? That's reflective of the elements in our environment. So that's reflective of the four main elements: water, fire, air, and earth. And so Vata energy in Ayurveda represents air energy. And that can be displayed in an individual as someone who is super creative, just so innovative, comes up with amazing ideas, really good at analyzing things, really good at being detail oriented, right? So it's just someone who's just so massively creative. And I'm sure for those of you watching, maybe you can relate to that. So with the benefits of creativity and the capacity for innovation also comes the darker side of Vata energy, which is a lot of overthinking, overanalyzing, ruminating, excessive worrying, right? And I'm definitely prone to that. I have a lot of Vata energy in me. So with that Vata energy, that airy, spacey energy for in the fall season and how that manifests inside our bodies and our spirits, how can we balance that out so we can live in optimal health and experience well-being and happiness? Well, it's by using herbs and integrating herbs into our daily practices, into our lives, and especially during the fall to ground us, right? So you may have heard of the term grounding practices. And if you have, let me know, drop a comment below, which is really rooting yourself and connecting yourself to the earth, right? So there are many ways to ground. There are practices of movement, right? So personally, when I exercise, I feel exceptionally grounded. I feel connected to my body, right? I can feel all that energy permeating my body. It's actually leaving. That energy is leaving from my mental state and it's drifting down into my body. And I just feel so good and connected to my body. And that can definitely support your physical and mental, just your overall well-being. So with herbs such as these included, in picking up my heavy ass jar again, with herbs that are included in these types of herbal remedies such as fire cider, we can rely on these herbs to help ground us, especially during fall and even into the winter months for cold and flu season. So yes, hiking is super grounding for you. I love that, Natalie. Yes, I find it so invigorating just to be able to be in nature and connect with the elements around us, because the elements around us are actually within us. So what did I put in this giant jar? I'm gonna read it off to you. So I've got horseradish, ginger, garlic, onion, jalapeno, turmeric, lemon, orange, rosemary, oregano, and thyme. And then the liquid or the menstruum in which the herbs are infused into is apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar is a wonderful way of extracting medicinal properties or medicinal constituents from herbs and foods. And so this has been done in so many cultures around the world for centuries. And so I pick these herbs because most of these herbs are aromatic and they are pungent, which means that usually, and I will say usually and normally, they are very, very good at enhancing and boosting blood flow and circulation, right? So with the fall season and the winter season, we may find ourselves turning inwards. I know here in Santa Cruz, it's been raining all day. I do not want to go outside for my daily exercise, right? So how can we make sure that we get our blood flowing, right? To get all that oxygen to our cells, to brighten and boost the look and feel of our skin. So herbs like aromatic pungent herbs, horseradish, garlic, onion, turmeric, rosemary, these are all wonderful for boosting blood flow and circulation, getting fresh oxygen and nutrients to the cells that we need it to get to, and also promoting healthy mucus production. So if you've ever been a victim of just heavy mucus or green phlegm, that is usually a result of just an imbalance in your respiratory system, specifically your lungs. And believe it or not, in traditional Chinese medicine, it is the lungs that is the main organ, right? So the lungs are what we really want to protect, especially during the fall season, especially as we are still in the middle of a global health pandemic. We want to keep our lungs moist, and mucus is a way of doing that. So healthy mucus production. And I'm gonna go into that in a little bit later. And then the final thing that a lot of these aromatic pungent herbs do is to improve digestion. So, in the summer, you may be able to relate to this. Maybe you're more accustomed and you feel really good eating light foods like salads or raw fruits or smoothies. So that's definitely the case with me. And then come fall, I've shifted my diet. So I no longer do smoothies. I avoid cold smoothies altogether. I avoid salads. I try to eat everything cooked because I want to keep my digestive fire going. I want to warm up my body, especially personally because I run cold. So do you happen to know if you run cold or hot usually? That is a really good indication of how your body is interacting with the environment. And so if you tend to run cold, for example, your digestion may be a bit more sluggish, especially in the fall and winter time. So taking herbal remedies such as fire cider that contain these pungent aromatic herbs can really help to support digestion. There you go, run cold. So Natalie, fire cider would be perfect for you. And there's another Natalie. Hi, Hi, Natalie. So yeah, I have a recipe on my blog because I wanted to share this with anyone who wants to support their digestion, support their immune system, and really know how to keep their bodies and their health in tip-top shape, right? It's more important than ever because we are on the brink of, or if not already in cold and flu season. We are in the middle of a pandemic. Although a vaccine's on the way, we don't know when it's exactly coming. It's going to be here. So thankfully, we can rely on our body's natural defenses, right? So we can boost our immunity. We can figure out ways to improve digestion, to stay warm, so that can really support our skin and our overall health and well-being. So I wanted to share a little bit more about fire cider, and I'm going to wrap up today. But if you are interested in learning more about herbal remedies such as fire cider, such as and also other warming herbal remedies like golden milk or even pickled garlic that you can eat on a daily basis, then I will be teaching a free community herbalism class this Sunday at, yes, very warm. I will be teaching a free community herbalism class this Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific. I might have said Sunday, but I meant Saturday. So this Saturday, November 21st at 10 a.m. Pacific, it's going to be a free 1-hour class where I'm going to be covering the energetics of the fall season. So I talked a little bit about Vata energy and supporting our lungs. I'm going to be also diving into a little of Aristotle if you're into Greek philosophy, and how, why it's important to really understand how the 4 elements affects our constitution. So they make up of different energies in our bodies, and how we can leverage that and that understanding to support our health and well-being. Then I'm going to dive into the 3 keys to boosting your immunity, which are your lungs, your gut, and your nervous system. And so giving you a basic understanding of how these systems work, how they're connected to each other, and how they're connected to good immunity. And then I'm going to share my favorite herbs, my favorite foods, and my favorite lifestyle and self-care practices that you can take part in to support your health and well-being this cold and flu season and throughout the pandemic. Because once again, you want to really tap into your body's natural defenses, right? So although most of us are staying in, just the sheer act of turning on the heat can actually make us more susceptible to cold and flu, because it has a lot to do with that mucus production I was talking about earlier. So healthy mucus production is something I'll be covering. I'll be covering different types of herbs, from adaptogens to nervines, herbs that can stimulate your immune system and herbs that can tone your immune system, and when to use what kind of herbs in different situations, right? And then I will also be sharing a little bit about the offerings that I have, the resources that I create, all to help you balance your inner and outer beauty, right? So the whole idea is centered around holistic beauty. So enhancing your unique, your natural beauty, so you can not only look your best, but also feel your best. So do you have any questions? Let me know. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments below. And also, I want to share that I have just launched my latest product. I'm super excited about this product, which is a super luxurious emollient body butter. It's called Replenish, and I just launched it today. So if you want to get more details or learn more about the ingredients and how it can support really dry skin, even irritated skin or cracked skin, check it out on my website. The link's in the bio. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, one of 3. So I'm very excited to have launched this body butter. So thank you for joining. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, just drop a comment below or feel free to DM me. And I hope to see you Saturday for my pandemic protection class, where I will be sharing 3 keys to boosting your immunity. All right, beauties. Have a great day.